everybody, it's Brooke. Welcome back to another episode of the Knit Soul podcast. My name is Brooke, and I'm an interior designer in the Northern Virginia area. And I'm also the owner and dyer behind Fully Spun. And this is Rollo, who is ready for his walk, because I have been up today since 4 o'clock. I went by the gym and then just got ready and everything. And now I'm recording for you guys. And Rollo is more than ready to make his rounds because he had an early breakfast. Go in your cage now. But he's just going to have to wait for a few minutes. But I did want to take time to show you guys. I mentioned last week that I had done some dyeing. And so I just wanted to give those of you who are new, who haven't taken a peek at my website just yet, just a little sneak peek into what it is that I actually do with Fully Spun. So this is an example of some roving that I dyed, and it's just braided up so that I can ship it out to the mill. And this is an example of what the yarn looks like once it gets back. And the skein actually unwound itself, so let me wind that back up. And this is just a small skein, kind of like just the leftovers that didn't make the full 4 ounces. But what happens is that there is a marled effect when the strands are barber pulled together, and then also a long striping effect. So I also wanted to show you a sneak peek. You guys are the first to see this because I won't be marketing this until a little bit closer to when I get it back in August. I have 2 new colorways that will be one for August and one for September. This first one is Bacon, which is something that one of my friends has been asking me to do for a very long time. He's like, you should do a bacon colorway, you should do a bacon colorway. So I was like, let me go ahead and do it. And I think it turned out great. And really it's just, pinks and mauves, kind of like a red pink is the darkest color. And so this is going to be a really pretty kind of like tonal gradating effect once it's done. And then this one is going to be called Voices in My Head, and this is inspired by album art from Big Sean's I Decided album. Big Sean is one of my favorite artists, and his lyrics really speak to me on a huge level. There's a few of his songs which are kind of iconic in my repertoire, are very motivating to me, and I really relate to sort of his concept of, starting from the bottom and becoming something big, and people doubting you, and also encouraging yourself to, the song Voices in My Head, it says, stick to the plan, bitch, quit playing. So that's kind of what kind of inspired me to come up with this colorway. And then it's also just a good, this would be a really good, fun Halloween type of color, not because it's necessarily, it's kind of like more of an ethereal, almost close to this one, which was Orion, which is a galaxy inspired, sort of that darker side type of colorway. So I'm really excited about getting these back, and I'll definitely bring them back to the podcast to show you guys once they're done. All right, we don't have any finished objects today. Lately, my knitting time has been quite a bit reduced because I've just been doing a lot of social things this summer, and also trying to focus on exercising and weight loss, which, you all have eyes, you can see. I'm not a small person, which, I'm okay with overall, but right now I am kind of heavy in the spectrum of where I would like to be. I also do actually enjoy lifting weights and all of that, and it helps me to relieve stress and manage, because I do have a full-time job. I run my own business. I'm doing this podcast and trying to grow a YouTube channel, so I definitely have a lot going on, and so that definitely does help. But of course, the time invested in exercising and meal prepping and getting enough sleep means that I do have less time for knitting. So that's why, if you've noticed, you've seen less crafting time. I definitely do make as much time as I can for it because I enjoy it, and also so that you guys have something entertaining to see other than just the same old thing. But for this week, it's going to be the same old thing, works in progress. I've been continuing to push forward on my starting point Miss Starting Point Shawl by Joji Locatelli. I am trying to finish this before starting my sweater, and I might even push through a couple more projects before starting that. That's kind of like the thing that I want to knit. And that sweater is the Anniversary Cardigan, which was in the Pom Pom Quarterly Summer edition. And it's by Vera Valimaki. It's a very super cable-y sweater. And so that was going to be I bought the yarn as a birthday present to myself. So that's going to be my birthday sweater. But I just have to wait and finish other things first before I can get started on that. So I've made a little bit of progress. And I'm actually going to locate my progress keeper so that I can mark it. Although this one will be easy to remember that I had just finished the blue stripe. I think last week I was either somewhere in the gray. I feel like it hadn't quite caught up to the other half that I started previously. And I am finishing up clue 2. I have one more large stripe, and then I will be done with clue 2 onto clue 3 out of 5. And of course, I have to match that with this side too. So the shawl is 72 inches wide, and I think, I haven't measured, but I think this is probably about, sorry, I don't want to lose my needle. I think this is probably about like somewhere between 18 and 20 inches. So probably about halfway there on this side. So yeah, it's going well. It's just mostly garter stitch, a few little areas where it gets mixed up. But yeah, I'm just trying to push through and finish that. So there are some acquisitions that I didn't show you guys. Actually, when I had lost my mind around my birthday and decided that I just wanted to purchase everything. And, forget a budget. I'm just going to buy what I want. So I actually stopped by Stitch Sew Shop in Old Town Alexandria. It's right around the corner from Fiberspace. And I picked up a pattern. And some other stuff to make just like a simple dress. And this is by Cashmerette. And it's the Turner dress. And I also grabbed the fabric for that. And this would actually be my first garment. I have sewn other things. I've sewn like quilts, and like I've sewn a lot of different kinds of bags, but I haven't sewn a garment. And so I figured that this would be pretty simple as far as how much detail there is, and how much skill it would take, and also likely that I would actually finish it. So the fabric that I picked up is this is a knit Ponte fabric, so it's actually pretty heavy. And considering that this is all supposed to go into the dress, this is going to be a very heavy dress. So this is on a hanger because I did pre-wash it. And then this is a lighter knit fabric for the bodice lining. So the dress is definitely going to be a heavy dress. I'm kind of concerned about how that's going to work as far as the like once it's together, how it would stretch or something when I'm laundering it. I did dry it. She did suggest drying it for a few seconds and then hanging it just so it doesn't stretch as much. So we'll see. And I might record the process just for fun. But yeah, wish me luck on that. And I have read a good bit about sewing with knits. So to do things like use a zigzag stitch, and for a knit this weight, use just like a regular presser foot. And you don't really do a muslin with knit dresses just because obviously a muslin is going to act substantially different from a knit. So I'm just going to go for it and maybe make adjustments if I absolutely have to. But honestly, like, if it's a little big, if it's a little small, like, it should still work okay. I can probably belt it or something. But we'll see. We'll figure that out when I come to it. I do hope to get to that this weekend. depending on how much other stuff I get into. So you guys might get to see that next week. All right, one thing I did not mention is where you can find me on social media. I missed that in my introduction. I'm on Instagram as Brooke Knits, and I'm on Ravelry as 2013 Chick, CHIC. We also have a Ravelry group for the podcast, and that is the A Knit Soul podcast group. And right now we do have a knit/crochet along going on. It's called the Make It Hot Cal. And basically the idea for that is to knit things that are really kind of too big and too large for summer. You know, items where you have that moment where it's like big enough to cover your lap and it's like keeping you kind of warm. And just to kind of encourage everyone to sort of still push through those items even though they can be quite large. So honestly, I guess the rules I decided, anything over 200 grams would be able to be entered into the knit along. Anything that's a work in progress is okay. So I feel like my starting point shawl, like once it does get to be, you know, I'm almost finished with it, it will have that sort of moment of being pretty large and pretty warm. But what I intended to work on with doing that shawl was my Fair Isle blanket. What I intended to work on in doing that was my Fair Isle blanket, and that's this guy, and it looks the same as last time you saw it because I haven't touched it because I've been focused on the Starting Point Mystery Knit Along shawl, and like I was mentioning earlier, had reduced knitting time, been focusing on a lot of different things. So this is a huge Fair Isle blanket and a design I kind of decided on myself with colors that I dyed for myself. So I definitely will put some more work into this because this is definitely very fun to knit. I love knitting Fair Isle. It's just kind of relaxing, and then the fabric feels so nice and squishy. So I think I'm going to try to work on this too over the course of the next week. Alright guys, Can't Let It Go. My Can't Let It Go for this week is something that I thought I might share with you guys. It is Pandora Thumbprint Radio. I think I probably discovered it like maybe like 2 months ago, and I remember them advertising it like probably like 6 months ago. I just never paid attention to it. But what Thumbprint Radio is it takes all of the songs that you've liked over the spectrum of your stations, and it puts them all into one station. So for someone like me, I have pretty varied music taste. Like I've got like a salsa radio, I've got like R&B radio, I've got some trap hip hop and trap EDM radio, like pretty electronic music. So all sorts of different radio stations, and it kind of combines those, and so it creates like the perfect homage to your music taste. And so also because a lot of the songs you've liked enough to like them, you actually like a good portion of the songs on there, and it does intermix new songs in between. So if it's something that you haven't checked out, definitely check it out. I've had my Pandora since Pandora was like first coming out, so it's definitely like a history of my music taste from that time through now. So it's definitely pretty cool, and I do listen to it often if I'm just looking to listen to music and not really pay too much attention to it. And what it also does is it groups them, so it'll like play a few salsa songs, it'll play a few R&B songs, it'll play some alternative songs, like in a little group of like a few songs together, and it just rotates around. So definitely if you're into Pandora, or if you're more like of a Spotify radio person, I would definitely step back and check it out, because Pandora itself is free. Although I do highly recommend Pandora One. It's just $4.99 a month, and it's definitely the best $5 I spend every month. It gets you commercial free Pandora, and so I could literally listen to it all day and not have to hear one commercial, and I do listen to it quite a bit. Last month they emailed me and they said that I listened to 614 songs on Pandora over the month of June, and that's not all the music that I listened to. That's just when I decided I wanted to listen to Pandora. So definitely check that out. That's Pandora Thumbprint Radio. Alright guys, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching as always, and if you like this video, hit the like button down below, and if you'd like to see more craft, lifestyle, and podcast videos from me, definitely hit that subscribe button, and I hope to see you all next time.